It's a new quarter, and you know what that means. It's time to take a look at my current credit card setup and see what's in my wallet for the third quarter of 2023. Over this year, my strategy has been to add cards with limited time sign-up bonus offers from American Express while gardening. And this is because I've been very patiently waiting to get under Chase 524, making sure that I didn't sign up for any more personal credit cards, but at the same time, maximizing the return on my spending with sign-up bonus offers on business cards. I would love to add some Chase cards, and towards the end of this video, you're going to see my plan with Chase after I drop below 524. But until then, I can't go forward with this strategy just yet. So here are the sign-up bonuses I've completed this year so far. I started off 2023 with a limited time sign-up bonus offer on my American Express Hilton Honors business card, where I earned 130,000 Hilton Honors bonus points after spending $5,000, as well as earning a Hilton free night reward after spending $10,000. And I was able to complete the combined total of the $10,000 minimum spend requirement by the end of the first quarter. I then applied and was approved for the Marriott Bonvoy business card, and at that time, there was an elevated sign-up bonus offer of 125,000 Marriott Bonvoy points after spending $5,000. Since it was tax time, this minimum spend requirement was pretty easy to meet, and I was able to complete the sign-up bonus offer just in April alone. But wait, I wasn't done yet with the Hilton Honors business card. Even though I completed the sign-up bonus offer, at this point, I'd spent at least $10,000 on this card. And another great feature of this specific card is if you spend $15,000 in a calendar year, you get a free night reward, which would have been my second one in 1 year on just this one card. And since I was already 2/3 of the way there, I decided to go for it. And so I spent an additional $5,000 on this card in the month of May to meet that minimum spend requirement and get that additional free night reward. Okay, so let's take a step back and look at the big picture of what I've earned so far this year in terms of rewards. And, just as an aside, the multipliers on each card also contribute to the total number of points, but for simplicity, we're just going to look at the points I earned from the sign-up bonuses themselves. For the year so far, I've earned 130,000 Hilton Honors points, 2 Hilton free night rewards, and 125,000 Marriott Bonvoy points. And I've already redeemed my entire stash of Hilton Honors points to book a hotel stay in Las Vegas this upcoming Labor Day weekend for the Creator Meetup hosted by Luke from Luke's Points and Miles. Now, since I've completed both the sign-up bonuses on the Hilton Honors business card and the Marriott Bonvoy business card, I wanted to get started on a new sign-up bonus offer. And the next card I got was the American Express Business Gold card, where I got a sign-up bonus offer for 100,000 membership rewards points after spending $10,000 in the first 6 months. And this is the first sign-up bonus offer this year with a 6-month time frame to meet that minimum spend requirement. This is going to be very helpful since this card can be integrated into my core setup in a much more natural way. So how exactly does this card fit into my current setup for this quarter? My core credit card setup consists of 4 main credit cards: the American Express Platinum card, the American Express Gold card, the Bank of America Premium Rewards Elite credit card, and the Bank of America Customized Cash Rewards card. Each of these cards play a specific role in covering my most common spending categories, as well as offer perks and benefits that are specifically customized to my own personal habits and lifestyle. The American Express Platinum card is a card that everyone either hates to love or loves to hate, and I have the Morgan Stanley version of this card. Without getting too much into the weeds, I do get a $695 engagement bonus on this card, which effectively cancels out the annual fee. And for an in-depth analysis of how you can do this too, I did a recent video explaining all of this. So I'll have a link to that video up top as well as down in the description below. For this quarter, I won't be placing any regular spending on this card. Instead, I'll be using this card purely for its statement credits that are relevant to the second half of this year. So far, I've already used the $200 hotel credit, $200 airline credit, and $50 of the Saks credit. And I've also regularly been using the monthly digital entertainment credit, Uber credit, and Walmart Plus credits totaling $120, $90, and $83.70 respectively. And for this quarter, I'll be using the $189 Clear credit, as my Clear membership is up for renewal this quarter, as well as the remaining $50 Saks credit and the monthly digital entertainment, Uber, and Walmart Plus credits. Now, the American Express Platinum card does have a 5x multiplier on flights, but since I'm working on the sign-up bonus for the American Express Business Gold card, and flights are also a 4x category, I'm likely going to put those expenses on the Business Gold card instead. And of course, I'll continue using the American Express Platinum card for the airport lounge benefit, getting me access to the Centurion Lounge network, which has been a nice way to get some free food as I do travel by air multiple times per month. The next card in my core setup is the American Express Gold Card, and this card will primarily be used for the 4x multiplier on groceries. Of course, this card also comes with 2 statement credits, which are the $10 monthly Uber credit and $10 monthly dining credit. And I'll continue to use these credits over this quarter as well, which helps drop that annual fee of $250 down to just $10. I usually use this card for its 4x restaurant multiplier as well, but again, since I'm working on the sign-up bonus for the Business Gold Card, I'll be putting restaurant spending on the Business Gold Card instead, getting that same 4x multiplier. The next card is my Bank of America Premium Rewards Elite credit card. Now this card has some pretty nice multipliers thanks to the Bank of America Preferred Rewards system. With Platinum Honors and that 75% rewards boost for credit cards, I get 3.5x back on dining, 3.5x back on travel, and 2.625x back on everything else. But again, since I'm working on a sign-up bonus with the American Express Business Gold Card, I'll put travel and the everything else category on that card instead to help me get to that $10,000 minimum spend requirement. Even with this plan though, I still need to carry this card in my wallet because it's the card that I'll use if I go somewhere that does not take American Express. And for me, I typically see this when I go out to eat at restaurants. And I'm not going to name any specific type of restaurant that does this, but for those of you who also run into this problem, well, if you know, you know. And so with this card, I'll get 3.5x back at restaurants wherever American Express is not accepted. I also want to mention that this card has a $550 annual fee, but this can be lowered with statement credits, including a $300 airline incidental credit and a $150 lifestyle credit. And I do a full breakdown of this card in a separate video, so to find out more, I'll have a link to that video up top as well as down in the description below. In terms of the statement credits, I've already used the entire lifestyle credit, and I've used about half of the airline incidental credit so far, so I have another $150 to go by the end of the calendar year. And the final card on my core setup is my Bank of America Customized Cash Rewards card. Again, since this card also gets that 75% multiplier boost with credit cards with the Platinum Honors tier in the Preferred Rewards system, I get 5.25% cashback on gas, as well as 3.5% cashback at wholesale clubs, which in my case is going to be Costco. Now these categories are limited to the first $2,500 in combined purchases each quarter, but I don't get close to this cap for both Costco and Costco gas purchases. So I'll be able to get those elevated multipliers all quarter long. Okay, so those are the 4 cards that make up my core credit card setup, but like I mentioned earlier, I have the American Express Business Gold Card, and this is the final card in my wallet. So how exactly does this card fit into my overall setup? Well, as this card gets 4x points on the 2 highest spend categories each billing cycle, I'm going to try to maximize both these categories as much as possible on my way to completing the $10,000 minimum spend requirement. And the 2 categories I'll use are 4x points back on US restaurants and 4x points back on flights booked directly with airlines. Of course, if there are any other larger expenses that come up within the next few months, I'll also put that spend on this card as well, up until I meet that $10,000 threshold, and then those expenses will fall back onto the Premium Rewards Elite credit card. Or will they? As you've probably noticed by now, I've been doing most of my spending on cards to get sign-up bonuses. And this is a great way to rack up a lot of points very quickly, since sign-up bonuses will always have the highest return on spend. Since I've been in a gardening phase with the goal of getting under Chase 524, I haven't been able to get any new personal credit cards or any Chase cards because I'm still over that 524 limit. But that's soon going to change. Next month, I'll finally be at 424 and I'll start applying for Chase cards again. But here's the dilemma. If I apply for a Chase personal card or any other personal card for that matter, I'll end up right back where I started at 524 and will continue to be there until March of 2024. And I do not want to be locked out of Chase again for another 6 months. So this means I'll still be limiting myself to business card applications since opening these cards will not count towards my Chase 524 status. But the key is, since I'll be at 424, I'll have access to Chase business cards, and each Chase business card application will not add to my Chase 524 status. I'll be getting hard pulls with each application, which is a key difference to American Express, which only generates a soft pull with each application after your first personal card, so I do have to keep this in mind. But aside from this, my plan is to continue pseudo gardening until March of next year, but at least now I have access to Chase business cards again. And the first Chase card that's on my list is the Chase World of Hyatt business card. This card has a current sign-up bonus offer of 60,000 bonus points after spending $5,000 on purchases in the first 3 months. It's a pretty standard sign-up bonus, but Hyatt hotels have been all the rage recently, and as someone who rarely stays at Hyatt, this might be a great time to do some bookings and check them out for myself. This card also comes with automatic Discover status, so it'll be nice to stay at these Hyatt properties with some status as well. Of course, I'm going to continue to keep my eye on elevated sign-up bonus offers, but this is what I think will be my next target card after finishing the sign-up bonus on the American Express Business Gold card. And of course, we can't forget everyone's favorite line of Chase business cards, the Chase Ink cards, including the Ink Preferred, Ink Cash, and Ink Unlimited cards. The Ink Premier card is also technically a part of this family, but it's the odd one out because you can't transfer the points earned on this card to other cards, making it kind of useless in my opinion. This card is essentially a cashback card locked at 1 cent per point, and the sign-up bonus is to earn $1,000 after spending $10,000, which is a 10% return on spend, which is not bad, but there are better options out there. Now, going back to the other Ink cards, I don't think that the Ink Preferred will have an elevated bonus, and the Ink Cash and Unlimited cards already had their elevated offers earlier this year, but these are also great cards to consider as I move forward. The Chase Ink Cash and the Chase Ink Unlimited cards currently have a sign-up bonus offer of earning 75,000 Chase Ultimate Rewards points after spending $6,000 in the first 3 months for no annual fee. While the Chase Ink Preferred card currently has a sign-up bonus offer of 100,000 Chase Ultimate Rewards points after spending $15,000 in the first 3 months for a $95 annual fee. Having the option to apply for each of these cards under 524 is something that I wish I had earlier this year, and I underestimated how frustrating it would be to not be in that position. Of course, I could have rolled the dice to see if I could have been approved when it was over Chase 524, but I'm less of a risk taker. Given the multiple data points of people getting both approved and denied for Ink cards over Chase 524, I didn't mind waiting a few months because my preference was to maximize my chances for an automatic approval if I could. So those are the cards that are in my wallet for the third quarter of 2023. Now, I know my setup has a lot of cards with higher annual fees, and this type of setup is not for everyone, especially if you look at the annual fee of the American Express Platinum card. So if you're on the fence about getting this card, check out this video next where I explain why I chose the Amex Platinum card over the Capital One Venture X.